here we are, another session. We're going to approach this in two ways. One being for our friends that have been doing the RECOMMIT Plus program, and then generalized for the stream, okay? As you can see behind me, we're going to do some, basically just play with a little bit of power, also just play with a little bit of drag, so power strokes. Power strokes are a really, really good tool if you're using the machine quite a lot to build power, okay? And what we're doing is we're building power in the rowing stroke. I think I've said it many, many times before, but it is very, very specific, okay? Like we can jump in the weights room, we can load up on power by doing different weight exercises. But when we actually use the drag factor on this machine, we build up that core strength, the hang strength, the way that we need it for this specific exercise. Okay, and so that's what we'll do here today. And for you, some tips we can probably talk about a little bit later, but there's so many different ways you can do this to help with your rowing on the machine, okay? Doesn't necessarily need to be moving the drag a heap. Sometimes it can be. You can do it for longer periods. So you could be like, hey, I'm just going to do 5K today as a training session, but just move the number like 1.5 numbers, right? So the whole row is just a little bit harder than normal, okay? And so there's ways that you can do that. And yeah, and it's hard, right? It wears you down. Specifically, when you start off, it's better to do shorter intervals because it just gives you that ability to just go, okay, let's hold back. It's a little bit hard. Let me get just a little bit of a break in my core and my back, because at the end of the day, we don't want to load it. We don't want to stress you too much. We see it on the internet, people putting it up to 10 and cranking the shit out of it. Okay, that's fine for specific people. Okay, not in my vocab. I don't think that that's a wise thing to do for 99.99% of the people that are using the machine. For some people, yeah, absolutely, big strong guys, go for it. Okay, but we are here to learn to help load, help build a little bit more fitness, help build a little bit of strength in the rowing stroke, and so that's what we are doing today. Okay, so as you can see, 6 4-minute pieces. What we'll do is we'll just do a little bit of a warm up, and because we've got 90 seconds of break, we can push it a little bit. Okay, it's 4 minutes, not much, right? As we did session last week, those 8 minutes, designed around the time/distance. Okay, this is starting to get closer to 1,000. For some people it'll be quicker, some people will be slower, but it's a very, very good way for us as a joint unit, everybody to be following along, to be pretty close, right? And it helps adapt that body into that 1,000-meter sort of zone. So what we'll do is we do the first one at 20 and 22, and we'll just do it on your normal drag that you use all the time, okay? And then, as you can see, the second one will go to 20 and 24. The third one will also do 20 and 24, but what we'll do is we'll just add 15 as a number, right, on the side of your machine. Maybe just a tad more. And we'll just raise it, do a number at that, raise it again. So now we're about 2 numbers on the side of your concept, or if you're using another style of machine, 1/10, 2/10, or 1/5 of your whole area of resistance, right? That's pretty much what we're going to change. And then basically from there, we won't change it for the next 2. Okay, so we've raised it twice. We're just going to raise the rate. We're going to feel that heaviness. We're going to keep that core solid. We're going to keep looking at our form. The fifth set's probably going to be one of the hardest, okay, right before we take the drag back. We've got a 2-1-1, so it's 24, 26, 28. You'll feel it, not going to lie, right? You'll feel it. And then when we go back to the 6th one, we go right back to where we are now, where we start, and we're just going to raise it for 4 minutes, okay? Now, for that last one, give it a little bit of a shunt, okay? I love that last set, right? It's great because you're like, oh, this is so easy. It's like the drag's down. Really want to give it a bit of a push. So we can 24, 26, 28, 30. Okay, give it a nudge. See how far you can make that distance go in that 4-minute period. Okay, not winding the shit out of it, not going and throwing our technique out the door from everything that we've done prior, but just yourself go, you know what, I'm just going to see if I can increase my numbers, feel the speed of the machine, because the body's going to be used to this, the stress and the intensity that we've had with the drag. And then once we reduce that and it's back to normal, it feels so great. Okay, it's going to be really, really good. So as I said before, people that haven't done this before, just experiment a bit. It doesn't necessarily, and I will disclose that these two here, the 4th and the 5th, if you feel like it's too heavy or you actually want to try and give it a little bit more, go for gold, right? I'm only doing this in a safe way that I think will be general for most people that are here. If you want to have a little bit more experiment and you've done plenty of power strokes before, change it for the 4th one. I don't think you'll probably need to change it for the 5th one. But yeah, okay, simple. Okay, right. Note, if you use erg data, you can select drag factor on the display. Oh, that's good to know. Thanks, Roro. Hello from Pittsburgh, Jess. Steelers, nice scheduled game around the workout. Yep. Oh, no worries about that. I'm hoping that we get this finished so I can go watch Lydia Ko in the golf win Ladies Championship, LPGA. Right. Okay, so finishing my coffee. Let's get warmed up. If you want to have a little bit of a play in your warm-up about your drag as well, for anyone that doesn't use the drag factor a lot, on your monitor, when you press more options, I should be on a PM5. If you don't, have to think where it is on a PM4. Just press your menu stuff. Should say display drag factor, and you can click on that and you can roll along, okay? And you can have a play. You can put your drag where it needs to be. And then as you start rowing, it'll obviously give you the number, okay? And what it does is probably be quite good, especially when you're warming up, to have a look at the physical number that's actually on screen. Because if you travel a lot, if you go to a gym and you use different machines, that number does change a lot. That number there, a fair bit of the time, does not relate to what's happening here, just because of different factors, environmental, heat, maintenance, you name it, okay? But it's a good thing to occasionally have a look at and see what your number actually is, right? And we can talk about that later, but I'm not putting no numbers in no one's head. Right, okay, enough chit chat, here we go. Let's just start, let's get ready. Ready to rock and roll. Just wondering why my, no, I just thought I had frozen there for a second, but no, we're good. Technology. Okay, let's get warmed up. 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, just getting loose, limber. Okay, just getting ready in your own specific way about how to get ready for the session. Okay, as always, I've just been a force of habit, right, to start off around the finish here and start trying to get my body coming forward. I'm above 40, so it does take a little bit to feel like I've got this ability to get my body into a position coming forward. Some people that are working on the front of the stroke might be a bit more of I want to do some sort of straight arm work first, build out. Once I've got that there, and then they can bring their body because they're a little bit more flexible in the body. But you choose, okay? Choose how you need to. I'll just start getting that ease of flexion in the heels, calf muscles. Okay, we've all been there. If it's early in the day or you just got tight, just let them naturally. We don't have to stretch them up straight away. Just every stroke, just feel a little bit further, a little bit more. Push it out just a little bit so that after a couple of minutes, the body feels like it's as close to the position as we need it. And then once we're there, once you feel like you're 95% in the position, then you just start pressing on and just adding that little bit more power, a little bit more energy to the stroke, obviously, while trying to hold a nice continuous rhythm and form. Okay, even now just potentially exaggerating what happens with the arms, feeling the recoil and resistance in the hands, and then bringing it back to the patience and your ability around the finish to feel and slightly control the handle. And then we just feel that push, stroke by stroke. Nice rhythm. Okay. Have a play with that drag now if you need to. But as I say, today we're going to probably go up a number, maybe a number and a half if you feel a little bit more confident. We'll just finish off another 30 seconds here. Keep control. Ride that seat forward. Handle and seat relationship. There. Okay, another 3 or 4 strokes. Two more. That'll do. Right, good. Okay, let's rock and roll. So, take note where you're at, okay? Just have a look. As I say, we don't have time to look at numbers specifically to be able to make the change. And disclosure, that number there is just a number that I put in there for safety's sake. But if you want to go 2 numbers, awesome, great, well done. Okay, but it's just specifically one number is about 15. Sort of a round number suggestion. If you've done them before, yeah, you can do a little bit more. If you haven't done them before, come with me, we'll just do 1, okay? Get some experience, you can move on from it. You can do plenty more in the future. Okay, here we go. So we just set the interval training. So it's select workout, new workout, intervals time, just up to 4 minutes, okay, on the set time. And then our rest period is going to be 1 minute and 30 seconds, okay? Plenty of rest time, okay? Probably more than we need, but I'm a generous sort of guy. I'll tell you what, we're pretty hot and humid here. It could be another sweat fest today. Okay, pressure check box. Let's go. Okay, so the first one, we're just rolling along, working on form, working on technique, working on rhythm. 4 minutes. Right, here we go. Okay, sitting nice and steady. Are you ready? Attention. Rope. So just getting into that rhythm at 20. Find that nice continuous motion to start with. Move continuously with the hands around the finish. And if we're on 20 rate, we've got our momentum. And then we can just focus on the little bits and pieces from here. Okay? Always starting with this hang. Really trying to stay. We start well with staying out of the shoulders. away from the lift, and we really focus on this hang, the connection through the midsection, the core, down into the legs, holding that body steady. Okay, a really good platform that then we can move on from. Let that body lead the hands. Yeah. The body just follows these hands as we roll around the finish. And once we've got this set up, we're just rolling forward with the seat. It's really simple, okay? Feel good pressure in the drive, sustainability, that push, breathing, okay? And we'll go up 2 points now. So just free it up a little bit. Hand speed. Okay, and we just did a really easy change in pace by just being a little bit looser, moving the hands. There's a little bit more acceleration in the legs, which has naturally occurred because of the overall speed of the stroke. Good. Okay, nice press. Feel this hang, long arms. Not be super tight or tense with the forearms and the hands. Try and have a little bit of ability to feel with our fingers. Feel the handle. Feel what we can do in terms of changing the height, or as it's drawing away, we can feel that in the fingers. Okay, nice press, feel that press with the feet. And then body swinging through the middle. Hips hinge off the legs. Hang, feel the push. Push and swing. Okay, good motion. Good speed. Good set. Easy, okay? Right. Shake it out, just roll it out a little bit, okay? We'll probably row, especially for these first few, just roll it out for the first sort of 45 seconds. And then we'll change our drag. Okay, and then we'll prepare for the next set from there, okay? Okay, but good first set. Puts us in a good position. Now we're just going to increase that load slightly, but still keep everything the same. Keep the same focus. Okay, as we get further and further through this workout, really got to focus on what's happening here to get ourselves set forward. Okay, and then really focus on what's happening with our body, with the connection and everything as we drive and we let that body come through with the leg speed. Okay, so change it up. I'm going to go on top of the 6. Okay, there we go. So, same thing applies here. Remember, don't try and overwork it. The idea is not to work harder. We will be working harder. Don't think about working harder. Okay, here we go, 22. Now, so just get the freedom. Don't worry about being super long in the length yet. Let's just get our rating by our rhythm. Okay, and you should already feel straight away how much more resistance there is there through the drive. Okay, so Connect the core. Feel the push. Feel the rhythm. Okay, now we settle into this. Breathe. Try and relax the tension so we're not thinking, oh, I've got to be super tight here on the drive. Try and keep that focus on the hang. Both feet with the drive. Through the core. Lower back. Good. Okay, and holding this rhythm. Remember, hands around the finish. Roll forward. Good. Okay, breathe with me. Relax the face. Good flow. Nice. Good, okay. So, preparing to go up. Move everything quicker. Now, 24. Hands. Legs. Traveling forwards a bit quicker. Nice. Okay, this is good. Good hang. Okay, nice long arms. Focus on this rhythm. Get into a zone. Metronomic. Continuous motion. Breathe, okay? Good commitment to the stroke. Work, rest. Body under tension there. And then we recover. Brush the body with the handle. Don't be tempted to keep ripping it in. Like that, okay? Remember, hang. Hands come to us. Move around. Good. Good flow, good rhythm. Patience. Engage the core. Don't reach, don't lift. Be content with the length. Right. It had a bit of juice to it. Okay, really good. Nice. Okay, so paddle it out. Catch our breath. Move. Stay loose and free. Okay, so analyze it in your own head. How'd that feel? Okay, how did it feel with the extra weight, the pressure? Okay. This is specifically experimenting a little bit with where we feel like our drag could be. Okay, but then on the other side, it is a power stroke workout at the same time. Okay, so if you're actually like, that was pretty comfortable, then maybe it was potentially where you could look at where your training could be. Okay, otherwise, power strokes, let's just raise it a little bit more. Okay, another number. More if you're experienced. Okay, just a number if you're coming with me. And basically this will be where we're at until the last part, okay? So this is just the same rating again but you're going to have a completely different feeling because of the intensity. Okay? Right. Now, start off just by finding our rhythm. Okay, you don't have to overreach with the length. We've got to be engaged. We've got to be holding our body structure. And as you'll already notice, the weight of the flywheel as we take the drive. Now use that. Leave those arms out long. Feel that hang. Okay, good. Keep the hands moving around the finish. Okay, the drive time is slower than what it was previously because of the resistance. Okay, fractions of seconds, yes, but also feeling wise yourself. You're feeling the load. Okay, direct that load into this hang. Get the legs and the body with the hang, opening out, sitting back through the stroke. Okay, feel the press on the feet, both feet, feel the symmetry. Hang, handle stays long, and as the body comes through, off the legs, handle comes to us. Okay, good. Right, prepare for the change. 24. Now, okay, so just move everything a little bit quicker. Don't overwork. Have good intensity. Also make it consistent. Okay, and about rhythm, sustainability, holding our form while we're under pressure. Okay, get into this metronome. Drive, recover, drive, recover. Okay, moving freely. Breathe. Feel that hang, okay? Good work, team. Nice rhythm together. You versus the machine. Roll into the front. Hang out as we push. Lats. Armpits. Out of the shoulders. Good. Nice. Real smooth. Keep the hands moving around the finish. Will always help with the rating. There, hands away over the knees. Breathe. Nice, good rhythm, okay? Hold this, right to the line. Good. Okay, great. Great effort, team. Okay, so while you're breathing, probably relatively heavy, let's think about that. Did you feel like it was too heavy? If you think it's too heavy, bring it back a little bit, okay? If you think you can manage this and what we're trying to achieve, which is resistance training, keep it where it is. Think you want a bit of a challenge? Raise it up a bit more, okay? It's always a personal choice. But ask that yourself, should I stay here? Do I think it's going to be too much? Or do I think I can do more? And then you decide, you make that decision on what you're doing, okay? Mine's going to stay because I think I'm in a good place. Because I know that the rating's going up and I know that it's going to start getting a little bit more testy, okay? So this one's 24 and 26. So we're going to start off where we finished. Now give it 30 seconds to build into it. Here we go. Now, so just start off with our rating, okay? Even just a little bit shorter on the length. And move the hands. Once we've got the flywheel up to speed, now we can sit into this rhythm right here. Okay? Make sure it's really hang resisted. Okay, if we're already starting to be a bit more feeling like we've got to connect, okay, let's wind it back a bit. Really look for this long resisted hang that we're trying to achieve. Okay, good. Hands around the finish. Feel that speed. Helps get us back onto the next stroke. Roll forward with the bungee and the chain. It's pulling us back into the housing. Good. Okay, stay loose. Feel when we need to be tense there, okay, with muscle connection, not tightness. On the recovery, move the hands, flow forward, prepare for the catch. Right, here we go. All over, a little bit more leg acceleration. Now, good, okay, hold this. Leg speed. Hang with me, okay? Long arms. Core. Body driven by the legs. Keep that hang under. Nice. Good. Good work, team. Back and forward, okay? No change here. Hold this. Stay loose. Open the mouth. Feel that body be driven back by the legs. Sit there. Long arms. Connected through the core. Yeah. Good. Breathe. Relax the face. We're under stress, yes. Find a way to stay as loose as we can. Good. Okay, paddle it out. Really, really nice. Okay. Yes, difficult, okay? It's what we're trying to do. We're trying to have an experiment. with ourselves, with the work that's on the screen, okay? But we're really trying to focus on how can I manage to achieve, how can I do this set without getting to the finish and being like, oh my God, that was way too hard, okay? Control, confidence, consistency, okay? Especially in this next piece. Once again, if you need to vary anything, you change the variables. If you think you can manage what we've just done with just a little bit more pace at the finish, stay there. If it's still too much, bring it back. Don't think we need to go any further higher, okay? So, breathe it in, have your drink. Get ready for this next set, okay? Keep it moving. Let's get really relaxed into a really nice metronomic rhythm at this 24. Straight back into that 26, and then we're bumping it up again to finish. Ready? Go. Okay, so as we start off here, if we feel like you're a little bit short with length, like this, not a problem. Okay, get the rate, and then feel like you're going to lengthen it out after that. Okay, if you're struggling with the rate, now the flywheel is moving. It does take time to get up. Now we can maintain flow. Okay, so we should be onto a rhythm now. Let's lock this in for the next minute and a quarter. Movement speeds, relaxed rhythm, hang, stroke by stroke. Where can I lose some tension? To roll, to flow, to keep the hands moving. Good. Feel the feet and shoes, feel what they're doing. A little bit of pull, back onto the balls. Helping hold ourselves. Helping feel this rhythm around. Holding the body posture. There, as we roll that last part. There, into the catch. Good. Smooth press from the front. It's not a hit, it's an increase. As the legs and body. There, through the middle. Up 2. Now, move quicker. Hands with me, around the back, a little bit faster. Good. A little bit more speed on the legs, not power. Feel if they can just drive the body back a little bit quicker. Breathe. Yeah, nice. Good work, team. That's it. Hold this. Ready to go up. Hand speed freedom. Leg speed. Now. There it is. Okay, natural length. Don't overreach. Roll into the front. And press. Push. There it is. Okay, now keep this free. Hand speed with me. Speed in, speed out. Speed in, speed out. Open the mouth. Relax that face. Out of the shoulders. Armpits. right to the line. Nice. Okay, breathe it in. Let's take a minute here before we bring it down, okay? Really good, real solid, okay? Fantastic work. All the loading is finished. Okay, we've got an opportunity now to just free it up and really feel the speed of the machine. Okay, this is fun. This is going to be this is the banger. Okay, don't specifically worry too much about your speed on screen, okay? Because it might start out a little bit slower than you think just because there's less resistance and because we've been working pretty solidly at that higher rating stuff, it may potentially be a little bit slower, okay? So, all the way back to where we started. Breathe. Have a quick drink if you need it. And then this one here, we're just going to build up every minute. As I mentioned before, take this first minute just to get our rhythm. Okay, here we go. Now, feel that difference. Okay? What a change. Okay, be focused around the front. Resist that temptation to be like, shit, I've got to feel like I'm missing it because it's moving so quickly. Move with it. Be direct into the front. Keep that hand. Feel that push. Okay? Such a contrasting resistance. Be free with it. Be loose. Okay? As we go up in rate, let's just move this leg speed a little bit quicker. Here we go. 26 now. Stay loose. Stay relaxed. Hang. Okay, feel the core structure. One smooth accelerated drive with me. Long arms. Arms. Feel the compression as we roll in. Seat. Okay, hold this. Back and forward. Okay, free it up. Move with the speed of the machine. Now, natural length. Metronomic, here it is. Ratio is going to feel 1 to 1. Hands around the back. Okay, feel this flywheel pick up. Make sure we're just grabbing the gear and then hanging, sending it through the middle. Not heavy from the front, just connecting. Okay, breathe, relax the face. We're just going to free it up. Go for the last bit on this speed. 30 rate. Now, keep it free, don't overwork. Move. Rhythm. Good. Relax the output. So we're not grimacing, using the body. Yeah, good. 30 seconds, 15 strokes. Last 10. Good rhythm. Hang, push and swing. You did it. Okay? Don't stop. Let's roll it out. Okay, fantastic work, team. Let's just catch our breath. Roll up and down. Okay, awesome work. Just be loose. Big breaths. Okay, fantastic work, guys. Really solid work on being able to work our bodies with that resistance, get an understanding for it, to try and go away from, it's heavy. Okay, to be like, yes, it's heavy, but I'm going to hold my form. I'm going to give the muscles something to remember. Okay, muscle memory about the resistance that it's got. So when we start to run out of energy when we're doing a piece, we're like, this is starting to feel like what it was when we were doing power strokes because I've run out of steam. Okay, so just click your menu, save that into the menu, into the memory. It'll save it to your logbooks, etc. And then we're just going to roll out here for a little bit together. Okay, and take our time. Okay, so for everybody that's done those before, very, very similar. Remember, there's infinite possibilities of how to do power strokes. This is quite a good little punchy one, okay, which sort of gives you the feeling of a, 8 to 1100 meters or something like that, whatever. But it's also just time, like it is very specific and close to like 1,000-meter effort. Okay, close, as I say, plus or minus. But the whole idea is to just start to understand what's happening with the body, how we hold ourselves. Okay, and you should be able to look back at these pieces and say, which one did I feel the most comfortable? What rating did I enjoy more than anything else? Why was that? Okay, and just have that personal analyzation of your own physiology of saying, actually, you know what, 24 was perfect. When I got to 26, I felt like I was getting left behind. I couldn't keep the rating up. That's fine. Okay, probably means the resistance too high for you at a 26 stroke a minute. But remembering that this is a training. We're pushing ourselves. We're raising the bar. We're doing something different that we probably wouldn't normally do. And that's where we're going to get benefit from, okay? Stuff like this, okay? Once we get to that last part as well, think about it. How did it feel? What a difference, right? Okay, and that's something that we've got to start to realize, that when we do workouts, when we get tired, when we run out of gas, run out of steam, we're going to start feeling different things. And all our training, everything we do, is about you realizing when you start running out of steam, what starts to happen to what starts happening to you physically? Do you start resorting, right? Finishing early, lifting at the front, doing stuff like this, shortening up. We need to understand that so that when we push ourselves on a daily training base or whatever, when we start to feel those things, can we make those less of a hindrance than they are now, so that we can become better? We can find that half a second. We can find that 1 second, that 2 seconds, whatever we're trying to do. And that's pretty much what all of this training is designed to do is to help you personally as an individual to get to that point. Okay, so let's just stretch it out just for the last couple, 30 seconds. Okay, just get back into our rhythm, back on length. Just feel the body weight, long arms. Okay, use this time now to just really feel this hang. The handle come to us, move around. The legs, feel the relationship of the legs driving that body out, okay? Just like this, rolling together, real sweetly, real smoothly. One more, right to the finish, okay? Whew. What a ride, okay? Fantastic effort, team. Okay, very, very good workout today. That session, okay, not gonna lie, she's pretty punchy, okay, very, very punchy. And one that will always be there, one that you can travel back to, one that you can do again, one that you can learn from as well for yourself, as an individual, okay? Like, yes, we go up quite a bit. There's generally not a need to go that high in a lot of the training things, but this is literally just to find out what would be comfortable for you if you were to do this by yourself under your own management, okay? But otherwise, you probably would never have done this because you'd be like, I didn't know how I could do that, okay? So it's a good takeaway that you can use for future reference, okay? But just remember, after every session that you do, you should just be, while you're having a coffee, while you're having a shower, in the pool, whatever, in the snow, it's probably snowing half of North America at the moment, isn't it? Hot, cold bath in the sauna, I don't care. Oh, sauna would be so lovely, wouldn't it? While you're there, just keep thinking about what you need to do, what you'd like to do, okay? A lot of the times it's like, what I'd like to do, because we all want things. We want to get to a certain point, okay? And I know we want to get there, but you know, at the same time, we've got to be realistic and say, well, I'd like to actually do this. I'd like to do an 8-minute 2K. And you'd be like, yes, okay, so how do I do that? How do I go about it? A lot of what I teach and what we do here on the stream is really about that, finding what you're able to do, okay? And then but as you as an individual, taking the responsibility of yourself and going away and saying, yep, you know what, that first session was shit. That first set, nah, it was crap. I did really badly, okay? And be critical, but then at the same time say, you know, I just ran out of gas. It's fine, whatever. And then I'll get better. I'll come back and see this in 6 weeks because by that stage, I'm going to be a little bit fitter, okay? And that's really what it's about, taking that accountability and working on that going forward, because that is how you want to do it. Right. Thoughts about what interval rate and speed would be good for a 2K? I started at 115 drag and went up to 160. Oh, so on this you went from 115 to 160. I don't really want to put a number on a drag. This is my issue, right? And this is why, Jess, I think, to be fair, 115 is pretty much an international standard female drag factor, if I'm not mistaken. Men do 130 internationally. We did 130 through our whole career. I trained on 130. I still pretty much do. Raced on 130. And that was just, I think the British might do 35 to 40. I'm not sure. But there's no international standard, right? You can do a 2K on 10 or you can do a 2K on 1. Doesn't matter. It is really just finding out what's comfortable for you. Okay. And the one thing, Jess, is that you've got to have with rowing, try and make this as brief as I can. There's an equilibrium between like rating and power, okay? And the power is specifically dictated a little bit by the drag, right? So we're trying to find this median here. High power, you can't rate high. You're going to have to rate low, okay? Low power, which is like low drag, you got to rate high. So where do you think that you sit, okay? Do you want to rate 32? Your drag's got to be about here. You want to rate 34? Oh, the drag could be a little bit less, okay? but that's really the specifics of it, is trying to find out what works for you as an individual. And that's something that I think should be experimented with, hence why we're doing it today, hence why you should do it when you are, because that's really how it works, right? And you could, as you get fitter and stronger, you could be like, actually, I feel way more comfortable at 120 drag than I did when I was at 115. Okay, or you might be like, you know what, nah, actually, I just find when I get to 34 rating, I just can't sustain it. I just start running out of steam. So just bring it back a little bit, okay? And that's the thing, is it just got to really, really be individual about what it is. And it does fall back to a lot of strength, size, yeah, a whole lot of different things. I wore a hoodie the whole road, and it's soaked. Oh, bro, mate, you must be cold wherever the hell you are. Bare feet versus sneakers, Mark. One approach better than the other. Is bare feet like your natural air conditioner? Well, if you have a look at this, okay, when I was wearing shoes, they used to just get saturated and squelch. There's nothing. The only thing I'll say about bare feet versus sneakers on the rowing machine is that, right, when you're in bare feet, I've got natural flexibility. You know, look at it. We've got natural flexibility in our feet. Okay, when we're doing this, when you got a sneaker on, big sole, doesn't let you flex as much as it potentially could. Now, if you've got a really flat-soled pair of like loafers or something, you know, there's not a lot underneath it, you could try that. But the only problem with bare feet is that it can rub on your heels. You've got to get a bit of stuff here, otherwise your feet slip out. It is quite uncomfortable as you start to get used to it on this here because of that grooves on it, okay? So once your feet get hardened like these, but in New Zealand bare feet, well, we wear jandals all the time, you do notice a little bit difference. And you do notice the directness of the push, okay? I never ever did a 2K in bare feet because I was like, I need my feet to be tied in, strapped in, so I've got like a little bit of like because I've really got to put some power in behind it. But for general stuff like this, yes, that, but just feeling as well. So experiment, everyone. Like honestly, experiment. This is the thing with this, right? Is you can change numbers, you can change this, you can change feet, you can just put a seat pad on here, you can change the way that you sit, the way that you approach, the drive, the power, everything. And just find something that works for you. You know, like if people will be like, oh, I feel like I get to the front and my knees are really like right up here around my chest, and it's like drop your feet. And then other people will be like, oh, I feel like I get way over top of my like shins. Raise your feet, okay? And that's the thing, is it's a law of self-check. It's really hard unless you like go, hey, here's a video, and you put it online and you got 100 comments, and then people are saying you should do one thing to another. And that's the thing. I'm not telling you should do anything. I'm telling you to experiment. I'm telling you what finds out for you, okay? All I'm saying is you probably should be using the concept too, because it's the best rowing machine in the world. But that's another story. Right, I'll get back onto those. I usually keep it at 115 to force myself to improve technique, but a strong person, I think 115 limits top speed on 2K. Nah, it's not. It's just that, like, that's the same before. Like, you know, if you have the drag at that, you're going to have to rate to find that extra power, because you can't, if you had that on one and you try and power it, or even just doing sessions. And one thing you could try, Jess, as well, if it was me, put a mark on the side, put a piece of tape, do a warm up with your setting, right? Put it where it is, write the number 115, then write 120, write 125, okay, and go for a few days as your own personal experiment, where you go, today I'm going to do 3 10-minute pieces with a 1-minute break in between. And the first day I'm going to go 115, 120, 125, right? And you're going to get fatigue, right? Next day you're going to go 120, 125, 115. See what it feels like. Next day you're going to go 120, 115, 125, and just have a personal feel about it. Yes, fatigue over the week. Yeah, I know there's a whole lot of variables that come into the equation, but just think about it. Try it. Try pieces at one, try pieces at the other, and just really start to get a feeling for it, because it does change slightly, okay? It's really that's probably about the only thing you can do. Thank you all. Cheers, Robro. When you're setting world records on the ergot one, Alan, at Drag Factor 130, what were your ratings? Okay. When I did my hour world record, it was 30. When I did my 10K world record, it was 34. When I did my 2Ks, it was at 38. And when I did my half marathon, it was about 31, somewhere like that. But as I say, it's just, yeah, that's another level, pal. It's another level. That's years and years and years of training. I probably would like to get down to some of those numbers now, just for like 1,000 meters, to be fair. That's just how I go. Nah, awesome. Okay. Right. Thanks, everyone. Yes, great workout. Absolutely. Always going to be here. Keep challenging yourself. Keep learning about yourself, as we've had this conversation here with Jess and everything. It is literally experiment with your own settings, change things, get more comfortable. Just get more comfortable so that you can feel like you're in the best position for you as an individual to feel the push. As I say, little seat pad, feet height, drag factor. Okay, all of these come under you, our size, everything. Okay, and that's the only way. It's the only sort of best tips and advice that I can give you on that. Okay, right. Thanks, team. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your week. We're going to chuck probably another session up online this week. And then I'm just trying to think. Yes, I will be back here for live stream earlier time next week. Okay, so we'll catch up then. Okay, right. Thanks from me, the Sensei team. Keep training hard. Stay safe. And we'll catch you later. Peace out, team. I'm going to have a coffee and a shower. And I better go get a mop too.